Hello and welcome back, or welcome to. This is our part two of our epic adventure. Part one was New York to our transatlantic cruise, New York to the Mediterranean on Norwegian Epic, and now this video will be. We'll start doing videos of our actual Mediterranean cruise ports. So today we're going to do Spain Spain. So we'll do Barcelona and Palma de Mallorca. Next video will be probably Villafrance and Naples, and then from there we'll be going up to Switzerland. We're doing Paris. We've got London and Liverpool, but right now we're in Scotland. I apologize for the background. I also apologize for the delay in some of my video editing. I've got this to deal with. We're in the beautiful town of Bowmore, and in Scotland, which is on the island of Islay, where Lagavulin and Laphroaig and Ardmore and, of course, Bowmore distillery are all located. So if you're interested in those kind of things, just stick around. You got to hit that like and subscribe and hit the bell, because the bell will tell you when the different videos come up. But there's a bit of, a month at a time, sometimes maybe 2 weeks out. I don't know. Like I said, I'm on vacation. So, but if you're interested in those videos, stick around. But today we're going to do a walking tour of Palma de Mallorca, Spain, and then Barcelona. So stick around, watch those, and then, like I said, watch for the next video, Villafranche of France, and Naples, Italy, Napoli, and here it comes. All right, so if you're taking a shuttle from the cruise ships, it's going to bring you here, or if you opted for a cab, just tell them you want to come down here to the cathedral, and it'll drop you off right down here by this little reflecting pool that looks up at the cathedral. And then let's just kind of start out over here on this little pretty tree-covered street, and there's some shops and things right along through here, some gift stores or junk shops, whatever you want to call them. And there's also a nice little place to get some Mallorcan pearls right through here. And then right up here, there's a guy that's carving meat right off the hunk of meat there, and making like street tapas or something. So then we're going to cross across the street here, and there's some dude sometimes here in a panda suit. I have no idea why, but I guess you can get your picture taken with him. Next, we're going to climb this monster set of stairs. It is long. Sorry, not my fault. But it will bring us up here to the Cathedral de Basilica, and which is where we wanted to be anyway. So you can either go inside there, or you can kind of follow along with us back here along the streets that go back behind it. They're kind of like alleyways, but they lead back to some more shops. There's actually another place back here to get jewelry and crafts and things, Mallorcan pearls and things back there. Continue along these little alleyways. They're not like alleyways what you would think of in the United States. These are beautiful little streets, and there's lots of people along them, and there's shops and all kinds of things to see. So it's going to bring you back up here along this way, and then back up here to what we'll call the main street, and we will continue on from there. All right, so if you like history and old churches, then stick with me. I'm going to take you along to some churches that are free to get into and no lines. So we're going to continue along this way, and up here there's tons of little shops and stores all along through here. There's a little gelato place right there in the corner. We're going to come up here to Placa de Cort, which there's this old olive tree right here in the middle of it, the Olivera de Cort. And it is like 600-year-old olive tree with this gnarled wood trunk. So big tourist attraction there. Keep walking up along these streets, and we're gonna By this time, we're kind of getting hungry, so my wife wanted some tapas, so we stopped it in here to the Trumontana Tapas, I think is what it was called. And you could sit outside there, or you can go inside. But after eating some wonderful tapas, we're going to continue along here. I was told to get some empanadas, so we popped in this place here and had some empanadas. We weren't hungry yet, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity. There are tons of little shops. I don't even know what some of these are, but continuing on along this way, and eventually we're going to come up through this, which is the Palma de Mallorca, the main plaza, and there's tons of little shops and restaurants all along here, mostly restaurants. I think there's like businesses here, and people will come out here to have their afternoon lunch. And you know what? You could even have some Popeye's chicken if you're kind of missing home, I guess. So after cutting through there, we continue along, more clothing stores and junk shops, Guess jeans. See, Tupac, I don't even know what Tupac is there, but this is where we come up to our first churches, the cathedrals here. Go inside, and they are beautiful Catholic churches, beautiful, amazing old artwork, paintings on the ceilings there in the back. They're actually restoring this particular one at the time. Make sure you're mindful. This is a church, so take your hats off and be quiet, please. But come in here and just look at some of this amazing artwork. Now, this was actually one of the oldest churches in Palma. I think it was consecrated in 1289. A lot of these were originally mosques, but when the King James, I think James I, took over Mallorca, these were all converted to Catholic churches. So we continue along this way to the second church, which is the Convent and Hospital of San Antonio de Palma. It's the House of the Antonians. This was a hospital and convent in the 1500s, and I think it was built around like the 1200s or something. So between 12 and 15, most of these spanned over several years of building them. So just another beautiful church to visit. And there we'll continue across this little street to this courtyard. And this is kind of the ultimate goal, I guess. This is the Olivar Marketplace. And inside you're going to find tons of little shops and stores and places where you can buy fresh produce, fresh fish, and Spanish artwork and crafts. I guess if your goal was to eat at this place, I guess you might want to try this tour in reverse and have a cab or something bring you directly to here, and then go back the other direction, because by the time we got here, obviously they're starting to clean up. The chairs are all put away, and they're hosing down the fish tables. And this is 3:30 in the afternoon, so I guess they close pretty early. But you can get the fresh sliced meats. If you're staying in town, this would be a great place to come and do some grocery shopping and get you a lot of fresh foods to take back to your hotel or Airbnb. But there's also all this just fresh seafood everywhere, beach shops, and it's an amazing little place. But again, go early enough that you are able to actually see it. All right, so as we exit, we're back out here on the street level, and you could definitely walk or take a cab. If you decide to take a cab back to the cruise ship, you're going to miss some amazing Spanish artwork, I guess is what you would call this. But you're also going to miss this really cool bar that we came across. This one here is kind of like a carnival or circus themed. And just thought we'd show it to you because it had some really amazing, interesting drinks. And so I think kind of head back maybe a slightly different direction than the way we came in. So you maybe see something else. what you're wanting to do is you're just wanting to head back towards the main Cathedral de Basilica Santa Maria. So if you're heading back towards there, as long as you kind of keep that in your view, pick any main street, look along for unique restaurants and shops and things that you'd like to see. But come back there to that Cathedral de Basilica Santa Maria, and then take your shuttle back to your cruise ship, or like I said, you can take a cab there from the marketplace. Do whatever you want. It's your trip. But it's really easy to walk. It may look like a long ways, but it's really not, because you're in and out of places and restaurants, and so it doesn't really feel like you're walking for 20 minutes is what Google Maps might say, but it doesn't really feel like that. So you'll eventually be back on your cruise ship where you can sit on your balcony and relax and watch all the other cruise ships that are all lined up for the same kind of adventure you just ended. So from there, we had another, I think it was a one night, and we were heading over to Barcelona. So next stop is Barcelona, Spain. So let's go check that one out. All right, so here we are in Barcelona, and an interesting little side note, we were there when apparently there's a rift between Uber drivers and cab drivers, where Uber's trying to take over the cab industry. And so we had some people from our trip that actually got stuck at the cruise ship. They weren't able to get off the ship to go into town to go see Barcelona, because shortly after we got off the ship, there was apparently a little strike from the cab drivers where they blocked off the terminal. So, but we did get into town. We took a cab there. Their cabs are pretty interesting. They drive real fast. So I want to go fast. Buckle up and watch this. And you may not want to stick your camera out the window unless you want someone on a bicycle to snatch it from you. But if you do take that risk, you will see some sights. And we're actually even going to pass along in front of the Arc de Triomphe, which you will see these across the world. There's one in London and Paris and New York. So cab may drive you by that. And eventually we went by the Sagrada Familia, which is a church that's been under construction in Barcelona since, I think, like the 1800s. And it's an amazing site, but you do have to have advance tickets to get into that. So that kind of brings us to our main attraction for today. That church was designed by Antoni Gaudi, who was an architect and designer from Spain, and he was most known for his modernism, which is his style. It included his passions of life, which were architecture, nature, and religion, and he often incorporated ceramics, stained glass, wrought iron forging, and carpentry. He and a very, very wealthy guy in Spain, in Barcelona, named Güell. Güell owned all this property and got with Gaudi and said, hey, how about we create a neighborhood for the ultra wealthy? And they planned it to be completely self-sustaining community. And of course, Gaudi designed the whole place, and this is actually Gaudi's home. They actually only sold three houses. Gaudi's home, the lawyer's home, and then Güell's home. So this whole park, though, is all of what they had planned for it to be, this ultra wealthy community. Unfortunately, several reasons why it didn't quite take off. Mostly was that the ultra wealthy did not want to drive all the way up here into the countryside. I mean, it was only a 10-minute drive from downtown, but back then that was quite a long drive by carriage. He didn't want any kind of trains coming up here because they didn't want those to interrupt the beauty and the nature of it. So it was kind of up here on a mountainside all by itself. They created it, beautiful scenery and beautiful views and amazing architecture here. But if the park just never really, or the community never really took off. So you can come up here now and visit it. You'll definitely need some advance tickets. to get in here, but I highly encourage you to come and see this attraction. It is very peaceful and really amazing display of Gaudi's work. And then just have the cab driver take you back downtown to this monument. And this is the monument to Christopher Columbus and his first trip to the Americas. And this is at the lower end of La Rambla, which is this plaza with lots of restaurants and shops and street performers and artists and everything to keep you entertained for the remainder of your afternoon. Go in there and have something to eat and enjoy what is left of the beautiful city of Barcelona. And once you're finished there, you can just go right back down to the Christopher Columbus statue. It's easy to see from the end of the street, and catch a cab or one of the free shuttles back to your cruise ship. All right, so now we're back on the cruise ship, and I appreciate you sticking around with us. If you're enjoying what you're watching, then watch for the next video. It will be in Nice, Villefranche, France, and the nice little port town that they have right there in Villefranche. And then the next day we'll be going over to Napoli, Italy. So if you're interested in both of those, then stick around. And in the next video after that ought to be Bern, Switzerland, and over to Paris, France. And then coming video after that will be probably London and Liverpool, and then up to Scotland and Ireland. So stick around for our next videos. Thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe so you will be alerted when there's new videos coming out.